Boom! What's up, what's up? Yo. So, I didn't really want to make a video today because I'm in my own head trying to figure out how to survive, my own battles. Trying to figure out how to, last night I was sitting on the couch, so I'll just process with you, right? And this is the way, what you're going to hear probably is the way my self-talk works, right? The way I work through challenges, So when you're crushing goals and you're on your journey, what's going to happen is, remember, you're either in a storm, you're going to a storm, or you're going away from a storm, essentially. So in my life, at this moment, I'm in a season where I've been crushing a lot of goals. I've been just taking things, taking territory. David's been killing, I've killed Goliath, killed this, that, and the next thing. But then what ends up happening is with every victory comes more territory. With more territory comes more responsibility. You bring Frankenstein to life, now you gotta take care of him, right? Anybody can create something, but what separates the boys from the men, are the people that can sustain something. So can you sustain the things you bring into this world until they become strong enough to be self-sufficient, and then turn around and boom, you can eat the fruitage of the thing you've created. So you're in this life and you're fighting and you're in this tug of war and you're unlocking your potential and you're winning and you're getting these goals and you're being elevated and things are starting to happen. But what starts to happen is that progression begins, where you're going to notice is that you get more responsibility, and then you accomplish another goal and you get more responsibility and you get more, and then you start to realize that, hey, you know what, I'm winning, but I could drown in my responsibility. And so then the equation starts to shift on you. In the beginning, it's really, really, really about becoming stronger and becoming the type of person that can hold up under the weight of your blessing. It's about becoming a person who has the integrity and the strength to hold up under the weight of your victory, the weight of your blessing, because with your blessing is going to come more responsibility. And then as you get from that stage of creating, the foundation and achieving enough goals to really have something in your little nest egg, it switches. I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, man, I got to get stronger, because I know that I think it's more prudent to don't pray for an easier life, pray to become a stronger man. That's what I've seen serve me. Life's beating the crap out of you. Get inoculated to it. Get yourself in a position to where you're strong enough to do everything that's asked of you. So no matter what life throws at you, you're inoculated to it. You're conditioned to deal with it. And that is probably the best way I've found to find rest. If you're tired, you just need to get stronger, has always kind of been my mantra, and figure out how to do that. I'm sitting on the couch last night and I'm like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I need to get stronger. And that voice comes to me and is like, you're plenty strong, you need to get smarter. Boom! And that's when I'm like, yeah. And I remember the lesson I learned when I was in Paris, and I was sitting at a table with a bunch of SF dudes and run a protection detail, the 1% of the security industry sitting there. And I'm like, I remember learning this lesson as I order a $20 Coca-Cola, thinking what the heck, listen, son, your strength is taking you about as far as it's going to take you. You need to learn how to acquire power. How do you acquire power? Physical strength is localized to your body. You need to learn how to acquire power. That comes from your mind. Your power will come from your mind and your spirit. But your body, son, you're strong enough. You need to become smarter. Otherwise, wait for it, you're going to die tired. Because you're going to try and do everything with your strength, and it's not going to be good enough. So then when you start to really accomplish a lot of goals and you start cooking with tartar sauce and you start breaking out the grape sodas, what really starts to happen to you is you must become smart enough to multiply yourself. Wait for it. You've got to become strong enough to create the systems that allow you to leverage yourself in more areas in as many areas as possible in order to influence the trajectory and the dynamic of your life. So, you know what I'm saying? I've got all these different responsibilities, and now it's not about becoming strong enough to give birth to them and sustain them to a point. It's about creating systems that allow your efforts to almost make you be able to be in or affect multiple places simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? It's like playing the second money game. You got 3 money games. 1, trading time for money, the slave trade. 2, creating a machine that's going to make money for you. And then 3, when you make your money make money for you and nobody's getting hurt. And those are the 3 money games. The first game that I'm talking about with creating your life is simply, you know what, you're in the first one and you're literally doing everything yourself, and you're becoming like a specialist, and you're becoming this powerful person who's manifesting what you want. Then you get into this second game, which I don't know the third one yet, but the second game is, okay, how can I create systems that are sophisticated enough to allow me to take care of all of my responsibilities as efficiently and effectively as possible, so I can be the places I need to be and do the best job I can when I'm physically somewhere. That begins the game as your territory expands. Boom. And that's what you start to have to work with. So, you know, these things, these thoughts, you've got to stay in your mind, and you've got to get smarter. Otherwise, you're gonna die tired. That's the lesson right there. So for me, you know, when I start looking at my life, the last thing I'll leave you with, and then I'll bounce, is simply, as life gets more difficult, whether you're winning or losing, life is going to get more difficult. As life gets more and more difficult, never ever ask for the difficulty to stop. Always fight, never back down, because the second you ask for the difficulty to stop, you're asking not to go any higher. You're asking not to go to the next level. You're asking for the difficulty to stop and for you to stay stagnant where you're at. So remember, when you're going through life and things are getting progressively more difficult, that means you're ascending. Do not ask for the difficulty to stop, but rather look inside yourself and become smarter or become stronger. It's on you. And the beauty of taking responsibility for those 2 things is you can't change what you can't take responsibility for. So if your progress is outside of your hands and there's nothing you can do about it, it's the biggest tragedy in the world. But beyond that, it's probably not true. You're just not strong enough to look at it objectively enough to look in the mirror and to see your own inadequacies that are standing between you and your potential. And I love you enough to say that to you. So, you know what I mean? As you look at your life, remember that you're honored. I'm closing right now, I promise. You're honored by your enemies. David was honored by Goliath, you know what I'm saying? Batman, Joker. Like, you only know light implies dark, day implies night, life implies death. You know what I'm saying? Would light be good without dark? Would the sun be good without the moon? You know what I mean? Would a sunny day be nice without the rain? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But what I do know is you remember Gandhi because of what he did. You remember Martin Luther King because of what he did. You remember all these people because of the enemy they slain. And the bigger and greater the enemy, the bigger and greater the victory, and the bigger and greater your legend, and the bigger and greater your honor. And the honor to your God for getting you through it. So, here we go. Let's start this day, man. Let's make the most of this. Check out my podcast, Executive Protection Lifestyle, and visit me at ByronRogersMotivation.com. Support us on Patreon if you find value in these things. I make these videos because I love you guys. Out.